Albany enters the playoffs riding high as the #1 seed, boasting the best offense in the league. Washington is coming off its best performance of the year and is hoping to carry that momentum into the postseason. It's the Arena Football League playoff opener right now. Capital One Arena, downtown Washington, D.C. Rob Keefe brings his Albany Empire, the #1 seed in the postseason, on the road against the 4 seed, the Valor of Washington. It's the Arena Football League playoffs right here on CBS Sports Network. Game 1 of each of the 2 series is this weekend. Next weekend will be Game 2. It's aggregate scoring, and the winners of each of the 2 series square off in Arena Bowl 31 the weekend of the 28th and 29th of July. Hi, buddy. Glad you're along. Brent Stover and the Hall of Fame quarterback had said Bonner and said certainly this is a new twist on the playoff, and I think everybody's in favor of this new format.
Well, it's pretty awesome. It keeps it exciting. You've got to play through the final whistle. I know the guys are excited to get after each other, put on their best performance, but everybody's got a chance. You never know what can happen.
Let's give you an example of how this would work. So Albany, let's say they come on the road, beat Washington by 5, but the next week they lose by 1 to Washington. Doesn't matter. Albany still wins. On aggregate scoring, it would be 115 to 111.
Yeah, and that goes into the game. How are you going to play it if you're a coach? You're going to try to add on a couple extra touchdowns or put some more points on the board. That remains to be seen, but it looks like that will be the case.
All right, Tommy Grady has been fantastic in his 8th year out of Utah. He's got this team riding high into the playoffs.
He's done an outstanding job. The 6'7" commander out there has just been awesome. The numbers are staggering. 81 TDs, just 6 interceptions. Full command of this offense, MVP type of season, and he's got this guy to go to, Joe Hills. All he's done is catch a touchdown in 91 straight games. That is a remarkable stat. He continues to get it done, and the rising star, Malachi Jones, has been outstanding and a good shot in the arm to this veteran team.
And that's why they finished 8-4 and got the top seed in the postseason. For Washington, just 2-10. Arvell Nelson has started the last 6 games. He's got to be more consistent.
He does, and just take care of the ball, because athletically and playmaker ability-wise, there is nobody like Arvell Nelson in the league. He is big, he is physical, he could throw it any way he wants to. If he takes care of the football, he gives them a chance to be successful.
Dual threat with those 6 rushing touchdowns, go at 27 through the air. The top seed Albany on the road to the 4 seed, the Valor. It's the AFL playoffs opening when we come back.
Working your butts off to be here with the #1 seed. But right now, all that matters is us going 1-0. That's all that matters, going 1-0. We're going to play with confidence because you earned confidence. You've earned your confidence this year. You know you're the better team. Okay, now we got to prove that we're the better team. And how do you prove you're the better team? By doing all the little things and the big things right. Take care of business tonight.
Rob Keefe, he's got the 1 seed, the Albany Empire, led by that man, Tommy Grady. 8-4 in the regular season. They come on the road to our nation's capital for the Washington Valor. As we check in for the first time tonight with a 20-year veteran of the Arena Football League as these playoffs begin, Ari Wolf is downstairs.
Thank you very much, Brent. All right, here with one of the true superstars in AFL, Joe Hills. You've done it all in this league. You've been the Offensive Player of the Year, but you don't have a ring yet. You got to get that title. Why is this the year that you and the Empire will get a championship ring?
I think this has been one of the better teams I've been on. Close-knit group, man. We love each other, on and off the field. And it's like a brotherhood, man. And I think that, that type of energy and vibe will carry us on to ultimately get it.
All right, Joe, this is a new format for everybody, the way this opening round playoffs is. Is the strategy that it's one 120-minute game, so you're always going to be pressing to get more points?
Absolutely, man. We get up, we're going to try to, bury them. We want to win by as many points, so, that's it.
You promised me some good touchdown celebrations tonight?
No celebrations, just hand the ball to the referee. I've been there 1,000 times before.
All right, guys, send it back to you.
Okay, he's been there 33 times this year, which was #1 in the league in his 9th year out of Tennessee State. For those of you new to the arena game, 4 15-minute quarters, a running clock until the final minute of each half. 50 yards by 85 feet. It's essentially a hockey arena, although they don't have the rounded corners here. And, of course, the hockey team, I don't know if you knew it, but they just won the Stanley Cup.
Did they win the Stanley Cup? I had no idea they won the Stanley Cup. It's been a long time coming for Ovechkin and the boys.
Rob Keefe, what a job he's done. He brings so much fire and energy We asked him today, what are you going to do all day? And he said, I got to keep busy with busy work because I go stir crazy. I can't just sit around, especially when it's playoff time. He brings more energy than any guy you'll find coaching in professional sports. The interim head coach on the other side is Benji Mcdowell. When he took over on Wednesday, May 16th, he took over a team that was off to a dreadful start. They were winless. He ended up getting them a couple of wins. They were 2-6 under his tutelage.
So like it was a shot in the arm for the franchise as well. You know, had only won 3 games in their history up to that point. Shot in the arm, new fresh blood. They played harder, had everything go against them.
The playoffs are underway in 2018 here on CBS Sports Network. And Jordan Williams on the return out to the 9-yard line. Sprints his way there before he's shoved into the boards on the far side. Tommy Grady with outstanding numbers, 67%. And against Washington, even better in 4 matchups, 72% this year.
And look at the numbers, 25-1. 25 touchdowns, one INT. And he's another guy, along with Joe Hills, that have done everything. He's been an MVP, set records in this league, has a 12-touchdown pass game, but he's still looking for that ring, the elusive ring. He'd like nothing better than to get it started tonight.
Overall, 81 touchdown passes this year. On first down, Jones was in motion. Wide open far side, pass caught, crossing midfield is the always reliable Colin Taylor, picking up 17 on first down.
It's a good job settling in the zone, and you look at big fullback Michael Benson, who's a threat, 4 TDs on the ground. Ryan Caves had an all-arena season. Hicks, Ruffins, both solid. Hills, Jones, and Colin Taylor round out this tough offense. I mean, they've got weapons all over the place with Ruffins and Benson in the backfield as well.
Malachi Jones, the motion man, just into Washington territory. Grady looking end zone on the corner right. Jones, touchdown. Going up over the wall with his arms to make the grab. It's a touchdown on the second play from scrimmage for the top seed Albany Empire. A 24-yard strike from Tommy Grady to Malachi Jones.
Nice route and a better catch because Tommy's a little bit late. See him double clutch right there, and then he lets it go. Shows you the arm strength. He's still able to throw a laser out there to the corner route. And Malachi, no fear on that wall, goes up and makes the catch. That was pretty good coverage by Obi, but a better throw and catch.
29 touchdowns in the regular season for Jones. Kenny Spencer right down the middle. They're 8-4 in the regular season, best team in the league. And the playoffs, no different. 2 plays in, said.
Malachi Jones says, okay, we're on the board, and it's just another football game.
Seven 0 Albany. 2 plays and a touchdown. 24-yard strike, Tommy Grady. Connecting with Malachi Jones, the rookie out of Appalachian State, here in our nation's capital in mid-July, reached into the 90s. Cool temperatures inside as playoff football begins. And again, aggregate scoring over the next 2 weeks. So Albany will put the foot down and try to blow Washington out of the water tonight. If you're Washington, if you get down big, you got to keep on playing and keep on scoring points, because essentially this is a 2-week, 2-game, 8-quarter extravaganza. As there's a marker down behind the plate, Chris Dufault on the kick return.
We're going to get Jordan Williams for being inside the 5. Interference with the catch, but
team number 18. That is a first down, 5-yard penalty.
what a gutsy play from Chris Dufault, though, to even catch the ball and get yards. With Williams bearing down on him.
Arvell Nelson, 61%, started the final 6 games of the regular season. He was up and down, but the number's not too bad. 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. Pumps once, lofts it, near side, wide open. Dangerfield down the sideline for a touchdown. What a way to start for Jared Dangerfield, the rookie out of Western Kentucky.
Well, all they're doing here is they're going to run little hitch routes. This guy right here is a guy that is a ball hawk. Watch his eyes go directly in the backfield. Immediately, he thinks he's stopping it. And Dangerfield and Arvell Nelson on the same page. He just takes off up the field. That's that one where you're like, just don't miss him. He's so wide open. Just get him the ball.
38-yard strike. Pat Clark, the left-footed kicker, knocks it through. 7-all. So Washington with an answer of their own. Two-play touchdown drive to open for Albany. And Arvell says, we're going to do it in one. Down the boards to Dangerfield. Deadlocked at 7. Start your morning right with a healthy serving of sports, from recapping last night's action to breaking down the top stories of the day. The boys have you covered. Catch Boomer and Gio weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. We've got 3 plays from scrimmage already, a couple of touchdowns. Washington 2-10, the 4 seed in the playoffs. A rough season to say the least in year 2 of the franchise, but you wipe the slate clean, and so far so good offensively. We'll see what they can do to try to shut down Tommy Grady on the defensive side as Pat Clark sends it away.
It's a short kick, easy return opportunity.
Jordan Williams up the near side. Williams turns the corner and shoved into the boards as he crosses the 10. They blew it dead. The ball came loose after he went into the wall, and so possession number 2 for the top seed, the Albany Empire.
See Coach Moss there. Guy's been a really successful head coach in this league. And see Tommy's in 8 games. You see the numbers. Outstanding in the playoffs. He's not gotten to that title game, but had a magical run a couple years ago with the Jacksonville team that got to the finals and lost to San Jose. But again, this team looks driven and focused to try to get there.
7-all, Joe Hills in motion. Grady rifles it. Caught by Hills underneath, out to the 18-yard line. So how does it change if you were a player and you were one of the best ever to play in this league with aggregate scoring over 2 weeks? How is your mentality different as the quarterback of one of these teams?
I got to let the coaches worry about that. I just got to go play. So I'm going to call what they run, or I'm going to run what they call and just let it go. I'm not going to be worried about trying to make extra plays and do extra things. I'm just going to run my system. And if we happen to have more points, which we should if we're executing, then so be it.
Hills in motion. Grady going to hand it off underneath. It's Michael Benson out to the 24-yard line, and let's check in with Ari.
Hey guys, I watched almost all of Sid's career, and if he was in this format, don't let his nice demeanor fool you. If he got on top of you, he would put his foot to the metal and put you down. I'm telling you, that's the mentality I'm hearing down here from Albany, is they know that Washington thinks they've got to win big tonight to give them a chance in Albany. Albany's like, no, we're going to put them down tonight. I'm telling you, that's the same mentality number 13 had.
Agreed, Ari.
I ran what the coach called, man.
He's shaking his head at you, Ari. And I hear you, Ari. We know the truth.
Free play.
Player jump, free play. Grady wide open down the far boards. And Joe Hills gives himself up at the 6-yard line.
That's just too many yards.
Offside. Defense number 99. Penalty is declined. Results of the play. First down.
I mean, there was nobody near Hills, one of the best in the league. A gain of 21, and Jake Payne was offside.
That's the risk you run when you run zone coverages. But there you see the offsides by Jake Payne, which is his first one. You cannot get another one or else he's going to have to sit. So you run zone coverage, you give up the flat to take away Colin Taylor, and you give Joe Hills another opportunity to get another catch for a big gainer.
The big-bodied Greg Carr in. First and goal at the 6. Benson rolling up the middle. It's loose, but scooped up by Albany.
And again, the same guy that made every extra play last week is starting to do it again tonight, Greg Carr. This is a huge play, and this is a ball that if you're Washington, you got to come up with. If you want to try to put that big number on this Albany team, this is a ball you got to come up with. That's a great job from Bullock to strip it out of there. Zach Bullock rips it out, but Greg Carr, Johnny on the spot again.
Still gained a yard and a half. Card, his 5th year out of Florida State, 16 catches, 109. He's the red zone guy. Big target, 7 touchdowns on the year. On 2nd down goal, Tommy Grady with Hills in motion. Grady looking that way, back to the end zone and dropped. Dropped by Joe Hills, who caught more touchdowns this season than anybody in the Arena Football League.
And that's not something you hear dropped by Joe Hills. It just doesn't happen, but he gets off balance a little bit, sees on his way down and takes his eye off just a second. But a good throw by Tommy Grady, and he knows it. I mean, he is a true professional in every sense of the word. Trying to add to his 91 straight games with a touchdown.
88 catches in the regular season. How many did you say? Straight?
91.
91.
90. That's a 9 and a 1. Not 9 games. 91
for Joe Hills. On 30 goal from the 4. Movement up front. There's the marker. End zone. Broken up. The defense by Tracy Belton, the 9th-year man from UMass.
We're going to get offsides again on the defense.
Offside, defense number 40. Penalty is half the distance. Replay 3rd down.
David Washington in his 5th year from Faulkner. These are the types of plays that crushed this Washington team in the regular season.
Listen, this one's not as bad. However, he's got 1 now. So if he gets another, he's going to have to go settle down for a little bit. So, listen, it's a 2-yard penalty. You get inside the red zone, it makes it a little bit tougher. You do have Michael Benson and the ability to run the ball if you're Albany, but not that bad of a penalty in forms of yardage or anything like that.
3rd and goal. 7 to play, opening quarter, deadlocked at 7. Hills in motion, handoff right side. Benson turns the corner, gets to the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Michael Benson and the Albany Empire.
Touchdown, Albany.
That's all he does is score in the red zone. This big offensive line. Tell you what, watch this sweep. We're gonna go wide side, short side of the field, sweep. Mokeet Ruffin's doing a good job of caving that whole side down. Runs them all the way out to the wall. That's good offensive line play right there.
Kenny Spencer for the PAT. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. For the top seed, Albany 8-4 the regular season. Spencer knocks it in, 14-7. Good start for the Empire.
Great start for Albany, showing why they're #1 seed, versatility on the field.
Welcome back to Washington, D.C. Empire up 14-7 in this opening round playoff game. All right, Mr. Benson, you have a nose for the end zone in the red zone. What are the key things you look for in those situations to find your way in?
We're just going off of what coach is calling. We know their tendencies, so we're just trying to execute.
Now, last year you won a title with Philadelphia. What's some of the advice you've given your teammates about trying to win a championship?
Just stay cool. No matter what happens in the game, we just got to stay cool and play 4 quarters and finish. And we got to take care of the ball, obviously, as you see in my fumble there. But, we got to take care of the ball from here on out.
All right, keep imposing your will out there. It's fun to watch.
Thank you.
All right.
One of the best all time, Michael Benson, 9th-year man from Florida A&M, at 85 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns in the regular season. Albany is the top seed, got to choose to come on the road the first week of this 2-game series. And the ball's loose off the net, still loose around the 4-yard line. And that's one of the dangers in this league. They're going to unpile it. It'll be Washington football. So they are able to dodge a bullet there and go on offense for the 2nd time.
Kenny Spencer is on this bar for the 2nd time. And they are fortunate to get that one. And that's a great kick. Obi can't handle it. And you see running in there with a chance to make the play was Arthur Hobbs. Was almost able to give Albany a huge break early.
from his own end zone. Nelson rifles it over the middle. It's caught. Reggie Gray on the move, and the veteran out to the 24. In his 9th year from Western Illinois, Gray, 71 catches, 17 touchdowns this year. Makes his first catch of the playoffs and gains 21 with an Albany player down around the 23. And that is Terrence Smith, 8th-year man from South Carolina State. Part of this outstanding Albany defense, especially on the backside.
It's a guy they wanted to get on the field. He's only been in for the last 3 weeks. The good news for them is that they do have Arthur Hobbs, who's played a ton, but Terrence brought that agility, that athleticism.
And what's scary is he has not moved a muscle. They're going to take every precaution and get his helmet off. And you can see the concern of these Albany players and everybody in this building.
It's a tough play. Anytime you're bearing down on those boards.
And there you see some movement from his arms. Certainly a good sign. And Ari says he's moved his arms and his legs. Ari right there on the field, so again, Terrence Smith is on the field here for Albany.
It's never a pretty sight as a player. It's the hardest thing to do after you see one of your brothers, and that could be for Washington as well. You see one of your brothers, one of your fellow players laying on the ground like this, being attended to.
Ari is reporting that they are taking his face mask off now, making it easier to take his helmet off. Again, this is Terrence Smith, defensive back for Albany, who just went down and is laying on his back on the far side of the field, and they are tending to him. Ari is reporting down there that he is talking and he has movement in his extremities. They're going to have to cart him off here inside Capital One Arena. Terrence Smith is down. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Terrence Smith of Albany is down on the field and has been down for several minutes. Ari Wolf is down on the field, and we'll check in with him. Ari?
Hey guys, a ton of concern down here. Terrence Smith is one of the most popular players in this league. He's been around a long time, seeing a lot of genuine concern from both teams. What I've seen is I saw them take the face mask off. They've been very careful with his neck. Now, Terrence told his head coach, Rob Keefe, that it is his neck, so they're taking every precaution. They're going to get him on the stretcher and take him off the field. Coach Keefe also confirmed that Hobbs will get the reps with Smith out of the game. But for the moment right now, just a lot of brotherly love. I think, Sid talks about all the time, it's one big family in this league. And it doesn't feel like a playoff game down here right now. It seems like a lot of guys concerned for their friend.
Ari, thanks. This is what happened. Here's the play. Number 5 in white, tackling Gray. At first look, it said like a pretty normal football play, right?
Yeah, but the face mask gets locked onto a pad or something and gets twisted around. It's so many different things that could happen. And I don't want to speculate. I'm just happy that he's moving his extremities, is communicating. It's a dangerous game. And everybody out there that's playing it loves it and understands that. But you see the camaraderie, guys from both teams. And this kinship, brothership, whatever you want to call it, this fraternity of arena football. It's a very small fraternity. And one of us goes down, it's a big hit on everybody.
Absolutely. It did give a thumbs up going off, and as we showed you, they took the face mask off.
Now the rest of the guys on the field and on the benches have to find a way to get themselves locked back in.
And this game was off to a roaring start.
It really was. And now you got to get yourself focused up and get ready to go play, because it's real deal right now.
All right, it's a first down play, gain of 21 for Reggie Gray. Washington on their second possession. Arvell Nelson with time, launches, end zone, got a man, got tangled up, and there's the marker down. It was his replacement, Terrence Smith's replacement, Arthur Hobbs, that got tangled up with Josh Reese.
Defensive pass interference, number 24. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it is on Hobbs, 10 yards.
That's a good call. Jim Kapoor on the backside. But right there, he stumbles coming out of his break and just has to lunge. You have to wonder, he came off the field last week. It looked like a hyperextended leg is out there playing. He went to plant that left foot to move back, and it didn't look like he can get out of his break. So if you're Washington, you got to go.
These are the types of things that tip the scales. The team that was 2-10 Washington in the regular season against the best team in the league, 8-4 Albany. Nelson stepping up, he can do it, tucks it and runs. Inside the 5, inside the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Arvell Nelson, a 16-yard touchdown run. He had 6 rushing touchdowns in the regular season and 127 yards on the ground. And he takes off and scores here.
This is what makes him difficult to defend. Look at all that area. You know the athlete he is. Terrence Moore, they haven't had him on a spy on him yet because they were able to keep him in that pocket. But you open that window up for him, you see what he's able to do.
And now Pat Clark down the middle, tied at 14. So Albany has a top player in Terrence Smith carted off the field. Moments later, Washington scores a touchdown and ties this thing at 14. And the last time these two teams met in the regular season, Washington jumped out in that game and had a 2-touchdown lead.
They did, and we're up 14-7. Fumble, another turnover right after. I mean, it just kind of snowballed on them. And this is a team that's got more talent than people realize. They're a good team. They just need to take care of the little things. You take care of the football, you give yourself a chance to win games.
All right, Ari is with Arvell Nelson.
Thanks, Brent. All right, Arvell. I think you're one of the most exciting dual threat quarterbacks in the league. I think hopefully you feel the same way. What's your decision-making process when you're deciding, should I stay in the pocket or take off and run?
That's a feel thing. Sometimes a man, they go jack to the front side and the pocket just open up. It's more of a feel thing for me. I don't look to run. I let it come to me and then take it.
And it seems your leadership skills, you really sort of embrace the fun of the game. How tough is it to see a guy like Terrence Smith go down and keep your spirits up?
Super tough, man, because in this game, I pray before every game, man, that, we come out serious, injury-free, and that the Lord put his hand on this builder. So when you see that, man, it's tough, man, but got to move on and go to the next play.
Great work out there.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
And he led Ari right off the field. There's no return chance here. Good kick by Clark. Kept Ari out of danger. Didn't want to get the little guy hurt.
There's a reason, I tell you, this week in, week out, that Arvell, he's a perfect representation of this league. And for my money, my favorite guy to come out and watch if I'm a fan.
He is a fun guy to watch. And I tell you what, when he is playing at a high level, he can duel with the best of them, because he brings that added dimension of physicality, athleticism, and just overall swag, man.
And let me tell you this, guys. Sid was zero fun in game compared to Arvell. Arvell's a Hall of Famer and having fun out here.
Tommy Grady off his back foot throws it away into the fourth row.
Made a new fan.
So, Sid, you're telling me you weren't out there. You weren't quite as much of a showman as an Arvell Nelson is.
Well, compared to Arvell, I was.
And let me tell you, Sid wasn't helping any sideline reporters off the field. I mean, he was focused on.
First of all, I might have helped somebody off the field. However, the whole interview, smiling, laughing, no.
No, you probably wouldn't even do on-field interviews. You were Captain Serious.
Tommy Grady, 2 to play in the opening quarter on second down from his own end zone. Deflected and batted down at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
They get away with one here. Obi grabs Joe Hills on the double move. So nice job by Collins getting his hands up early. That's a good-looking pocket. So I'll tell you what, this offensive line is big, physical, and they give Tommy Grady a lot of time back there to figure out what he's going to do. That was a double move route that took a long time, and still no one got close to home.
So 3rd and 10 from the 5.
Watch the football up front. I know it's not going to give you a first down, but you got 2 guys out there with encroachment penalties already.
Malachi Jones in motion, and they blew it dead.
This might be the wide receiver.
Jones in high motion.
False start, offense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. 3rd down.
I'm not sure who it was. Riley Johnson didn't give us a guy, but we'll see if it's a receiver who jumps. Oh, the inside guy here started to lean.
So it wasn't Malachi in motion. Final minute of this opening quarter, tied at 14. The first of a 2-game playoff series between the 1-seed Albany, the 4-seed Washington. At the end of the 2 weeks, 1 game in each building. In Albany next week, at the end of the 2 weeks, whoever's got the highest score, the 2 games combined, moves on to the Arena Bowl. That one nearly picked off. Patted away by Tracy Belton. Intended for Malachi Jones on the far side, and a marker down. And that's the second. You can hear him saying that's the second one.
Offside. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So
number 99 will be out for the remainder of the first half.
You said it when Payne got his first. That's his second. He's got to sit for the rest of the half.
This is just a mental thing right here. Oh, excuse me, backside. He jumps out of his stance, doesn't really come across. Couldn't really tell from that angle. But listen, you got to be disciplined. Just watch the football. I just said it to play before. They have 2 guys out there with those kind of penalties. David Washington's another one. He's got to be careful as well at the nose guard spot.
They've got J.R. Collins and James Exotic.
That is the end of the first quarter. Timeout.
So they let time run out. Tommy began 4 of 4, closed the quarter 0 for 3. Albany the 1 seed, Washington the 4 seed. Tied at 14 in the playoff opener on CBS Sports Network. Tied at 14, second quarter begins here in Washington, D.C. And said you and I, following the game, will head on over to Philadelphia for tomorrow night's game on CBS Sports Network. Game 1 of the 2-game playoff series between Randy Hippert at Baltimore and Dan Rodabaugh in Philadelphia.
2 participants in the Arena Bowl last year. Dan Rodabaugh coming out on top in that one. Randy Hippert would like to get a little revenge. A couple wins against Philly and move on.
John Vita-Burrell will be on the sideline with us. I wanted to drive over together. You said you wanted separate vehicles. So
that's so false, dude.
Second quarter begins, and I would say that's got to be a penalty set when the receiver's about 25 yards downfield.
That's
high motion man, offside, number 18. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Still first down.
Jordan Williams.
Listen, we've got a great crew here. Riley Johnson and Ken Leffel and all these guys. But this is the easiest call they're going to have to make probably in the next 3 weeks. Do you think?
I would say maybe the next rest of their career.
That penalty was thrown, and that was so bad and blatant because you tried to throw me under the bus right before. That's what happened. It was the karma in the building.
It is karma. All right, Grady fires it. Open man underneath Malachi Jones. Chopped down at the 12-yard line. So much to like about this rookie out of Appalachian State. Jordan Williams, a rookie receiver out of Edinburgh, so the future looking good. On the outside, throwing the veterans like Carr and Taylor and Hills. And you're talking about 5 guys that can pretty much provide anything and everything you want.
It's a good group of guys. I would love to have that problem that Tommy has, to try to keep all these guys happy. But I think the thing that makes this guy right here special is his ability to run after the catch.
Joe Hill's the motion man. Grady fires, caught. Jones tucks it up inside and gets wrestled down at the 23-yard line.
It's a good tackle by Obi. Good job of really catching and getting up inside. You see the coverage is coming to him, and he just catches and gets straight inside and up the field. Washington right now really doing a good job of showing a lot of different looks. You've seen Tommy have to hold it for half a tick longer. They're doing a good job of mixing up coverages.
Jones in motion. Grady handoff. Benson dives out to midfield. Gained a couple. And he's been featured pretty heavily in this first half.
And I think it's smart playing. Like Coach Moss, I mean, when you're using all of your tools and allowing all the guys to get going, it makes the defense slow down a little bit. It makes them think about a lot more things other than just Tommy Grady trying to drop back and throw the ball down the field. You've got one of the all-time great running backs or fullbacks in the backfield. You've got to use them. Les doing a good job doing that right now.
Taylor in the game now. Midfield, Grady over the middle. Jones again in the space. Jones darts inside the 5-yard line. And he's been huge on this drive. And Jones is injured.
He's down.
He was dragged down
Injury
awkwardly
timeout.
from behind on that play, and you could tell right away. And he's in some pain.
Tell you what, to start that play out, Tommy Grady missed Colin Taylor on the post route, comes down to the check down, taking care of the ball. Really good effort. We talked about the run after catch from Malachi, and
Malachi Jones down on the field. We're back after this. Malachi Jones already 4 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown, but he was banged up on the last play, and Ari has more as we take a look at the replay and what happened. What can you tell us, Ari?
Well, I talked to Malachi right after the play when he got up, and he said he got horse-collared, and when he got horse-collared, he got twisted. It affected his ankle. He says he's going to be okay. He's already walking around, but I can tell you this, the Empire guys were not happy with the Valor, and there was definitely some trash talking back and forth. So, you know, the Terrence Smith injury was very different. You saw all the players come together. This last injury is the first sign that things are perking up a little bit. Remember, this is just the beginning of a 2-game series, so we'll keep a close eye on the chippiness between these teams.
That's a great point, Ari. However, horse collar was not. Grabbed him by the shoulder pads. It was a good, solid tackle. It was just the angle of the body when Obi came in, landed on his ankle. It was nothing dirty about that play. But we need a little chippiness on the field. It's okay.
Grady just outside the 5, back for the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Obi. And Obi trying to bring it out, gets wrapped up. It was intended for Hills. It was deflected right into the arms of Obi.
I'd want to check and see if he stepped out of the end zone and then back in on his own if I'm Albany.
And then it's a safety.
That's what I would check on. But again, that's a second ball. That's a great fight right there by Michael Everett. Does he step out right there?
With the right foot said, you're right. That should be a safety.
Well, if they review it, we'll see. But that's a great fight by Michael Everett. But just come out. Just come out.
You have to review that.
But nobody said anything.
This is incredible not to review this.
I don't even think, I saw Terrence Moore over there trying to tell him to look at it, but nobody looked at it.
Too late now. Josh Reese, quick hitter from Arvell Nelson. Out across the 10-yard line.
Look at the Joe Sykes redirect. This redirect by this big fella right here happened so fast. This is a smoke route, whatever you want to call it. The ball comes out of the hand so fast. He starts upfield, redirects, and almost calls the fumble. Tell me these guys don't want a ring.
It's awesome. Love playoff football. 11 to play in the half. Nelson, shoulder fake, fires, caught, far boards. And with more on Joe Hills, we send it back down to Ari.
Hey guys, just a quick note, and I know Joe wouldn't want to make any excuses, but he missed a bunch of practice this week because he was home because his wife had surgery, and he only arrived to join the team last night. So if he seems a little off with a couple of drops, that may play a little factor so far.
Well, he's absolutely had one drop. That one right there, Michael Everett did a great job of playing defense, but that foot was out. That's a big play.
Ari, any thought quickly on why they did not challenge that? Because Obi brought that out of the end zone.
Well, everybody on the Albany bench wanted it, and I don't understand why he didn't throw the challenge flag, because all his team jumped out there and said safety, 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 but they didn't throw the challenge flag.
Put the ball away, Arvell Nelson.
Almost fumbled that. It did come loose. He fell on top of it. A second rush of the game.
Again, Joe Sykes known as a pass rusher. But you got to put it away. Ball security. Terrence Moore puts his helmet right on the football. If he's not the defensive MVP, I'm not left-handed and play quarterback. I mean, He's had an unbelievable season.
They said they would treat Rob Keefe and staff said we're going to treat him like a running back. So
yeah, if he wants to run, we'll treat him like a running back.
He's going to get a taste of that our Empire defense. Play clock down to 3. Got to hurry. Reggie Gray in motion, fire near side. Jared Dangerfield shoved out as he gets a short gain.
And that just didn't look right because it wasn't set up. Motion was off, timing was off. They're trying to run a fake screen or a fake pitch right side, come back to the screen. Didn't have enough time to get it set up back to the left side. But I do like the fact that Shane Stafford is trying to throw a bunch of different things at this Albany defense. Get them moving laterally, moving a bunch of different directions. You're making Joe Sykes chase downfield. Maybe it slows them down on that pass rush so you have a little bit more time.
From the 21, Reggie Gray. Ankle tackle as he gains the first down into Empire territory.
Tell you, and Reggie, one of my favorite guys in this league. I've known him since back in 2008. And he is a guy that, for his size, pound for pound, one of the tougher guys you'll play against and see out there. Not very big, but just comes to work and does a great job of route running.
Ninth-year man from Western Illinois makes the catch again. And gained a yard or two down to the 21 and back down to Ari.
And said to your point, I remember when Reggie Gray came in the league, it was all about his speed. And you know, he ran good routes, but his speed scared everybody. It's so nice to watch a veteran receiver improve his technique and still be a great weapon, even though he doesn't have that same speed he had when he came in the league and took it by storm.
Absolutely. That's a great point. I know as a play caller, I played with him in 2008. I was his offensive coordinator in 2011 in Chicago, and he was a fun guy to call plays for.
T.T. Tolliver makes the catch. No, he doesn't. Couldn't handle it over the middle. Varma Sony was charging hard in the Albany secondary.
And that's one you don't see very often as well. Ball a little bit behind. And yes, those are right. 16,000 yards.
16 seasons out of Bethune-Cookman.
I mean, that's insane. Average 1,000 yards receiving on a 50-yard field every year in your career. Insane.
Almost 1,300 career catches. They blow this one dead.
False start, number 74. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Deontay Savage. And these penalties are ones you can't be having if you're Washington at this point in the season. Savage, third-year offensive lineman from Oklahoma.
Now you just got to try to find a way to make up for it here. We've got a great kicker in Pat Clark, but nobody wants to put threes up. You want touchdowns. However, if you're going to end up going for it on fourth down, you want to get about half of that here. At least half, maybe a little bit more, but you don't want to be thinking, I got to throw it to the zone on this play unless somebody blows the coverage. You got to get half of this.
So 3rd and 13. 6:20 left, second quarter. Nelson fires, caught, Gray. Down to the 20-yard line. Bring up fourth down and about 10.
A little less than half.
Yeah, you're right. It's more like 8.
But you want to get a little more than that.
Fourth and 7 officially from the 20. Big play early on. Washington gets the first defensive stop of the game. A Fred Obie interception. And now Albany trying to return the favor and keep this thing tied at 14.
Washington's had their struggles, just 42% on third down.
Josh Reese, the motion man, on 4th and 7. Arvell Nelson fires, drops, nearly intercepted, doesn't matter. Dangerfield couldn't haul it in, and Albany gets a defensive stop of their own.
I'll tell you what, this is a great throw from Arvell Nelson. Way to step up and throw, but that defense right on time. Norman with the strip, get off the field, Washington.
Tonight, 9 Eastern, saddle up and watch the PRCA's finest Cowboys compete in Arizona as the Wrangler Pro Rodeo Tour, presented by Justin Boots, gets underway on CBS Sports Network. On this next drive, as Tommy Grady goes out there, Ari Wolf is going to be getting the plays from Les Moss as we send it down to Ari.
I said, don't forget to include and risk my life. Though I did wear shoes today that if I have to have like a credit card vertical leap, I'm all set. So hopefully no turnovers here. All right, here we go. Coach, what do we got here?
We got an RPO here. We're going to go, we're going to toss it to the right. We're going to release the screen back to Colin. If they press our backside corner, we're just going to toss it to the right.
All right, Seth, there you go.
Okay, so if this man is pressed right here, which he is, they're going to toss it to the right side of the field. So it's coming towards the camera.
Toss right, tucking up inside, and getting to midfield is Benson. His fourth rush of this first half.
So dangerous, man, when you just have an offense that flows, and that's a play we ran when I was in Arizona. You just watch the backside corner. If he comes up, shows press, you're never wrong with giving it to your 275-pound fullback that knows how to get yards.
Hey guys, Coach Moss told me Tommy Grady's got this one. They have a great relationship. Tommy came over and said he had a play like, so this is all number 4 right here.
Hills in motion from midfield. Grady all day. Near side caught. Good grab. Going up to get it inside the 15-yard line is Colin Taylor.
That's just Tom. That's him on a post with Tommy on just the wall route. You get just beyond the jack linebacker so he can't get there.
The right trajectory and touch, impressive on that. Ari?
Hey guys, Coach, what do you got here?
We got Malachi on a choice route, and then we're just going to hitch across the board. I mean, we're going to have Malachi run over here, but it's Malachi's running a choice, and then Colin's over here, and Joe's at he's going to run a hitch.
Thanks, Coach.
So choice, poster corner from the motion man.
And that's Jones. He's going corner. Grady looks that way.
Too late,
and
he missed
throws it away.
Missed him. He had him. Not sure if he could see him. But he had him. Actually, we still haven't even touched on this. Good to see Malachi running around. Right there, I would have thrown that ball to that corner, that back corner. But Obi with a good job of opening his hips, staying right along with him. Malachi's had a knack for coming down with that ball when it's in the air. I'm giving him a chance there.
All right, Ari.
What do we got?
We're going to work on their jack a little bit right here.
That's all I need to know?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
if he says that.
to the jack linebacker. He's putting me to school, guys.
Watch this guy and watch this guy. You got fullback weak right here. So watch those two guys, some kind of double release game.
Benson and Ruffins. Benson goes down to get it, but couldn't quite haul it in.
Perfect play call. They just couldn't execute it.
Grady was under siege by James Gordon.
But Tommy just needs to lob it. Just put a little air. There's nobody back there. See, he's falling away, trying to throw the bullet. And he almost had it. I mean, that would have been a terrific catch for a wide receiver, much less your fullback.
Who's already had 4 nice carries and a touchdown, Michael Benson, in this first half. Ari?
All right, guys, they are still chatting as we speak. Here we go.
We're going to run Joe on a choice route.
See if they can get Joe Hills going.
Choice is always simply turn it in or turn it out, right? Either
You go to the corner or post. You might have a cross for Malachi here in number 3, but outside will be a hitch.
All right, Hills is going to run the post. Not there. Fire far side. Taylor flag down. Taylor fighting to the end zone. They say he was shoved into the boards prior to getting there.
First down. Now that's a great job.
See what the penalty is.
Holding, number 93, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And that's Mokeet Ruffins. So bring it back.
Right here. Zach Bullock. I see where it looks like a hole. He's just a much bigger man than Zach Bullock. Zach got caught underneath. Just what would they call that back in the old WWE days? Choke slam?
Yeah, something like that. Are you?
What do you got, Coach?
We got them all coming to one side looking for 3 deep here.
All right, guys.
Hills, Jones, Williams all lining up to the left. Grady fires over the middle, caught. Jordan Williams dragged down at the 5-yard line. So now it brings up, that was on 3rd and 20. And they were able to gain 17.
There's 1 minute remaining in the first half. The 1 minute timing rules are now in effect. Each team has 3 timeouts. 4th down, timeout.
So each team with their full complement of timeouts at the 1 minute warning in the playoff opener in DC. Going up at halftime, we preview tomorrow night's Baltimore-Philly game. First half highlights and stats as well. The 2 seed against a 3 seed. As we play the final minute here in the 1-4 matchup, game number 1 of this 2-game series, and Ari has got the play call.
All right, guys, fun. I sort of feel like a mini offensive coordinator down here since Coach isn't telling you. All right, they're going to do a front corner to the pylon, and they're looking for Malachi Jones. It's a good sign that Malachi's feeling better. That ankle is good. They want him to go ahead, press that corner, and then come back to the front pylon.
It's 4th down and 3 from the 5. They can get a first down.
This is another great route. I used to use Reggie Gray to run this route a lot. He's going to come around here in motion. He's going to run the corner route, come all the way back to the front pylon.
Jones in motion, fire to Jones in the end zone. Touchdown. On 4th down, it's Grady to Jones on a touchdown strike.
The hardest route to cover. I mean, it is so difficult to cover that route.
Said the first score after 4 combined touchdowns in the first quarter. It's the first score of this second quarter.
It's a good job by the rest of the guys getting their guys out of that side of the field. The only thing you can do to try to confuse that play or confuse your quarterback is throw some kind of zone at them, but then you force your other receivers to sit down and they find spots in the zone. Tough play to deal with.
Mike Faithful with the hole, and Spencer knocks it through. And Albany leads 21-14 with 56.9 left in the second quarter. So it's a 2-game series for each of these 2 playoff series. This one, the 1-4 matchup, tomorrow night at 6 here on CBS Sports Network. Sed and I will be on the call that one as well. Baltimore and Philly in the 2-3 matchup. It's aggregate scoring, so each of the home teams will go on the road to face the same opponent next week. And the final score after 8 quarters of football, whoever's got the highest score goes on to Arena Bowl 31 as we check in with Ari.
All right, Malachi, that route was perfect. Coach Moss told me exactly what to do here. What did you see on it, and how were you able to make the play?
Just we quick looped into it, so it gave me the opportunity to get outside leverage as I came upfield, and then I was just quick with it, broke off the sail, and came back to the pylon line and scored the touchdown.
Now, we saw you go down. I know you were in some pain. You look like you're running at full speed. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. We just got tangled up a little bit. I mean, that's how the game is, especially when you're running into the wall. But I'm good to go, man.
All right, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Ari, thanks. Malachi's been huge in the first half.
Been huge all season, man. That boy is good. He is good.
And he's just a rookie out of Appalachian State.
Very talented, shows some toughness there. Rolling that ankle. It's tough as a receiver to kind of run on a wobbly ankle, but listen, he's got a bunch of pros in that locker room, and he's given them credit all year for helping him come in there and come along and get better. I mean, he is a fantastic young player. And this, in arena football, folks, is time where you might see 3 or 4 more possessions from both teams with onside kicks coming down here.
Kelly Spencer, here it is, onside of the ground. It's loose. It goes the necessary yardage, but it's recovered by Josh Reese of the Valor.
That was a really good kick. It was kind of like a knuckleball just hanging there, just slowly
like
going.
slow motion.
And, you know, all the Albany players trying to stay out of the way. Really good job. See Jake Payne going up to lay a block. Terrence Moore didn't want to touch it prior to the 10 yards. That needs to go, but that was a good kick from Kenny Spencer.
So now Nelson plays in the short field. What's the game plan here? Run the clock all the way down and score at the buzzer?
Well, if you get points, you want to take them. However, both teams have 3 timeouts left. It's not like, I mean, guns blazing, man. Let's go.
All right, Nelson swings it out. And Reggie Gray takes it down to the 7. A gain of 3. And a timeout, Albany. They burned their first.
First charge of the half, 30-second timeout.
That's a big hit there. Derek Summers hustling out to lay the lick on Reggie Gray, but look at the little guy pops up. He's already back in the huddle. None worse for the wear. You see right now, Rob Keefe calling those timeouts. Wants to try to make sure he gets another possession here.
He's got 2 left. Ball's at the 7. All right, what's the call here for the Valor?
I'm scoring. I'm trying to score. Josh Reese has been good down in the red zone. I'm trying to put something in the end zone. We're getting man coverage here with a little front side help. You just got to be alert for it.
Jump ball, pat shoulder. And unable to haul it in was Doug McNeil, his first target of the night. At Varma Sony says no, sir.
Well, Varma's a little fortunate here because that ball should have been caught. I don't know why he's jumping up like he completely destroyed the route.
All right,
that ball should have been caught. Get your hands up.
Let's check in with Ari.
And guys, that was key there because the clock stopped and Albany didn't have to use the timeout. So barring a penalty and a fresh set of downs, the Empire put themselves in a position to have enough time to get points before the half.
And I think that was why he used that initial timeout, Ari.
Duval to motion man from the 7. Nelson rifles it. Touchdown. The veteran Reggie Gray on a 7-yard strike from Arvell.
Nice little gat route. He's on the inside right there. See him with the quick shake. And oh, goodness. I mean, Ari hit on the fact that his speed might not be there, but that quickness is still there. The ability to get in and out of breaks. And he just gave Arthur Hobbs the business right there.
Oren Smith on the hold. Pat Clark knocks it through. And we are deadlocked at 21 with 43 seconds left and a dust up after the play, but didn't lead to much. Reggie Gray, 6 receptions, 44 yards in that touchdown. And we are all square.
Yeah, this Valor team is better than people think. Record doesn't indicate. You've had 3 different starting quarterbacks or 4 different starting quarterbacks this year.
Started with Nick Davila, which looked like a perfect decision.
Absolutely.
Then he gets the season-ending injury early on. So Albany got the top seed. Baltimore had the tiebreaker on Philly. And they chose to go on the road first. So each team with a choice, top 2 seeds, went on the road in the first weekend. And so we will be, therefore, in Philly tomorrow night for game 1 of that Baltimore-Philly series. Again, aggregate scoring, a 1-4 matchup in the 2-3. Each played 2 games in successive weeks. Whoever's got the most total points after 8 quarters in each of those 2 playoff series goes to the Arena Bowl. And Ari is with Reggie Gray.
All right, big play, Reggie Gray. Tell me what happened on the route, how you got open for the touchdown.
Well, we know they was going to try to run combo, but I tried to use my moves in order to get him to go man-to-man. It worked, and so I just gave him that route.
Now, I've been giving you some props that, you came in the league with so much pure speed. You still got a lot of speed, but you've refined your game. What are some of the things you've worked on to keep yourself at a high level?
Really in this game, film study, knowing the game, knowing the angles. I may lose a step, but I still know the game to try to get open.
You think you're going onside here?
Well, I don't know. Can they hear us? But we should.
All right, guys, that's big play, Reggie Gray.
Here comes the onside, right down the middle, it's loose. Still loose at the 21. Josh Reese is in there for Washington. One guy from each team, it looked like, arrived at the exact same time. Reggie tipped us off. Wow, the officials are going to say Albany. Boy, it looked like Reese was the first man in there.
But right here, Dangerfield right there had a chance to get his hands on it. Wasn't able to secure it. Excuse me.
It was Hobbs that was able to hit.
Right there.
Boy, it was Carr.
Reese and Carr. And Reese looks like he has the better of that situation. Like he is turning on it.
But you mentioned that Carr just continues to make these big plays at the right time.
Well, and I tell you, he's a guy that's been an all-arena guy. Talked about it last week, and when you do those little things, you help teams get a championship. I mean, and this guy's been playing a long time. He wants to get that championship.
Well, you got the challenge flag from Benji Mcdowell, the interim head coach of the Valor. He's got nothing to lose here.
Absolutely.
Washington is challenged ruling of the field. The ball was recovered. We'll take a look at replay and we'll review the video.
So they're going to go throw the headset on. It's the Arena Football League call to the booth and chat with the guys at our TV truck and tell you exactly what they're looking at and what they see. Riley Johnson will go to the headset here with the monitor.
All right, guys, in the booth. I lost you. Let's see here. Okay, guys, in the booth, if you can, give me a replay of the play. All right, you got a side angle. Okay, run the play. What we're looking for is a clear recovery. We awarded the ball to Albany. That's what we saw. Show me some indisputable video evidence. All right, there's joint. I don't see any. Is that the best video? It looks like joint possession. Joint possession. Yeah, and looks like Albany will retain possession if you got a better look. All right, one more time. This joint possession. All right, it looks like joint possession, and Albany would be the team on offense. So the ruling on the field is going to stand as called. And we'll charge Washington with a timeout. Excellent work upstairs, guys. Thanks you for the video.
There you go, Riley Johnson. That's as good as it gets.
Look at Greg Carr. Even after Reese is twisting and turning his body, he's able to keep his hands on that ball.
He needed something definitive.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Albany ball, first down. Washington will be charged a timeout for their challenge.
And it's okay. You might as well challenge it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that challenge. The only problem is you onside it, the ball's been able to have been spit out to the 23-yard line. So now you're going to have to end up burning your timeouts.
And you've only got two left.
Knowing Les Moss, Rob Keefe, they're going to take this thing all the way down and try and run out this half while putting points up.
Jones in the handoff. Jones in the regular season had 21 carries, 40 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns.
Second charge to the half.
So now Washington, because of that challenge, we said they had nothing to lose. They did have something to lose because they've only got one timeout left. But I still would have done it, right? I mean, you're talking a change of possession.
You have to. They get the ball coming out for the second half. So, I mean, you took a gamble, and it didn't work out. However, it was a good kick. And listen, had it been seen another way, it would have been their ball. But when there's a tie, play's going to go to the offensive player.
Seth, I got to ask you quick here. Is there any part of you that second guesses Albany's decision to come on the road? They're in a dogfight right now.
No,
to come on the road in week one.
Not at all. Because that defining game, if this is a tie game or you lose by one, now you go home to your building for the winning game.
What if you could have blown them out in front of a raucous crowd in your own building to start and crush their will? Pass cut underneath down to the 14. Still would have done it.
I still go on the road first. That way, if
Washington, third and final of the half, 30-second timeout.
If I'm in a desperate situation, I'm in my building with my fans that I know are going to come and get loud and support us.
This is an example of how this scoring works in the playoff. Let's say Albany wins by 5 tonight, and then next week Washington wins by 1. Well, Albany knows that even if they're down by 14 in that second game, hey, we only have to get this many points. We don't have to win game 2. If we won by 5 in the first game, we just have to get within 5 in the second one. If aggregate scoring is tied after 8 full quarters of football, then it's overtime next week.
One overtime for it all.
Mike Benson off the left side. His ankle tackle. It'll be interesting if it's tied. We have overtime tonight as well if it's tied after 4 quarters, which is, you know, you could have gone either way with that decision, and that's what they elected to do.
Timeout, Albany. First charge of the half, 30-second timeout.
So Albany burns one here. Washington's out of timeouts. We're tied at 21. Clock is down to 15.4 seconds. And the big guy comes in, Craig Carr.
A correction, that is their second charge of the half.
So just one timeout left now for Albany.
With the timeout, though, you still have the ability to run your screen game, do anything you want to do here. 4th down. Who's the guy that no one thinks the ball's going to?
I'd say maybe tight end. They've shown a lot of Benson.
They have.
Hills would be expected. Carr would be expected. What do you think?
Not out of this set. This is a jumbo package. Pekarski in.
Now Benson off the left, gets the first down, gets to the wall. And they're going to have to put more time on the clock, clearly. They rattled a couple extra seconds off. Another dust up on the far side of the field.